What up, Blockchain Nation? What up, YouTube? Thank you for taking time to watch this video. So, if you're trying to become a blockchain developer in 2021, then you come to the right place because here I'm just going to show you an interview that I did with Julien. Julien runs a YouTube channel called EatTheBlocks. He's a very experienced blockchain developer. He's been in this space for a while. And so this here's a talk that I did with him recently. I apologize for the audio, but it's a great talk. He goes through some very, very wonderful nuggets of blockchain space and what you need to do to become a developer in 2021. So if you're ready, why don't you just watch this video. Here we go. So for people out there, what really is a blockchain developer? If you're going to go into details, what does a blockchain developer do? What's the day-to-day? Because blockchain is an interesting new concept to a lot of people. So when people hear blockchain developer, they're like, wondering what does that do? What does a blockchain developer do? So just at a high level, what does a blockchain developer actually do?
So in blockchain, we have two parts. One part is called blockchain core development. That's when you build the technology of the blockchain itself. For example, people who work on the Ethereum client. And then you have blockchain application development. So that's when you build an application on top of the blockchain. And for this, you actually do mostly web development, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And also when you do smart contract, you use Solidity. So most people who don't know blockchain, when they hear about blockchain developer, they think the blockchain developer means blockchain core development,
Gotcha.
something very hardcore, but it's actually not true. Most of blockchain is blockchain application development, which is way more accessible to many more people.
Nice. So when you say core development, like people that actually build networks like Bitcoin or EOS or one of those blockchain platforms, that's what the core developers do? Like something like Cardano?
It's what they do. Sometimes they also get involved with the design of the protocol. So these guys, they use totally different technology. They use a low-level programming language like Rust, C++, Golang. They need to know the API of operating systems. They need to be knowledgeable in networking, in cryptography, in database, in file system. So it's totally different.
Okay, great. So this huge buzz, it seems like once the price of crypto goes up, it translates to the demand for developers. So is there a high demand for blockchain developers? In your experience, how much can a blockchain developer make? Does it depend on years of experience? Obviously, it depends on years of experience, but a ballpark figure with all that's going on with the hype in crypto, is there a huge demand for blockchain developers, and how much can the average blockchain developer make?
Yeah, great question. So actually, I think there are two questions here. Like first, what's the relationship between the price of crypto and the job market, and then what's the current state of the job market? So for the first question, I think it's kind of the big mistake that is made by a lot of people is that a lot of outsiders, they judge the crypto space only by the price of crypto. But we have to understand that this situation is very unique in history. Before, when you had new technology, you didn't have a market right away that give you the sort of sentiment of investor. You just have startup and investor who invest in startup, but there is no public market for this startup. But right now we have this current feedback, and it makes people think it's as if the code of Ethereum or Bitcoins like goes up and goes down when the price goes up or goes down. But it's totally unrelated. It's just the price just means that some people got excited and that's it. But it doesn't really change the fundamental prospect of the technology. So that's very important for people who follow crypto to really like separate the tech from the price, because they are not 100% related. This being said, it's true that when we have all this money coming in crypto, a lot of it goes into a blockchain startup. And so we benefit from this, but we have to understand that the industry is well funded already. So we don't really need that much new money. We already have like a lot of money in the treasuries of DeFi project. We have like hundreds of millions of dollars, even if not much more than this. So we are fine. So in terms of the blockchain job market, because this is something very new, the talent is very rare, but at the same time, the demand is really high. So it really drive up the price. So that's why there is this giant opportunity. So already in tech for development in general, we are doing well, but for blockchain, we have a premium over that. So I like to always give very conservative figure. So as a blockchain developer, you can make $100,000 a year,
Wow.
but that's conservative. It can go higher than this with experience, and if you are specialized. For example, if you are a specialist in security or you're a specialist in DeFi, it can go higher than that. Some company you can make 200, 250K. And on Twitter the other day, I saw this crazy figure. I mean, I don't know
Like
if
how
it's real
much?
or not.
Like how much?
So okay, so it was on Crypto Job List, which is a great website to find a crypto job, and it was 600,000.
My days. My days.
Wow.
American dollars?
American dollar. I don't know what's going on. Yeah,
Oh
I asked
my.
Crypto Job List, and they say, yeah, there is no mistake. It's real. Wow.
Nice, nice. Wow, that's amazing, really amazing. I think that's driving a lot of people into this space. So it also brings me to my next question. Someone asked me recently that they were trying to hire a blockchain developer. So the question was to me like, where can they find a blockchain developer with experience? What's the best way to go about it? If somebody is on, do they go on LinkedIn and search blockchain developer? How can they vet? Like with normal software engineering jobs, either you do a code challenge or something. But with blockchain, how do you, for somebody who is trying to hire or recruit a blockchain developer, where would they go to? Just crypto jobs list? Anywhere else they can go to?
Yeah, so Crypto Job List is where they will post a job advertisement. But yeah, they can also use some search feature of LinkedIn. It's quite powerful, and you can if you pay on LinkedIn, I think you can get some access to send email to people who are not in your contacts. That can be quite useful. Obviously, you can go through some headhunters. I know there is this company I often see popping up in my feed. It's called a Plexus Solution. I think there are some famous headhunter in the blockchain space. You can, if you know a little bit about tech, you can also go on GitHub and do some research. You type some keywords about crypto, especially if you have some very specific need. This can be very useful, and then you find a profile of some people who are specialized in this. Yeah, you can. Yeah, also on tweet, you gotta be on crypto Twitter to know a little bit what's going on, and you might spot some developers like this. Yeah, but the main part, yeah, LinkedIn I think is really big, and using some headhunter.
Okay, great.
And also to a lesser extent, you can, if you have some freelance job, there are two other things you can do. You can go on the Reddit EatTheDeveloper, and at the beginning of each month there is a thread who wants to be hired.
Okay.
No, sorry, who is hiring. And so people post if they have a job to post, they post it there. And you can also post your job in some freelancing website like Upwork, etc. But on this website, you have to. I'm not sure about the quality of developer you get, so you'll have to do your own assessment.
Okay, great. Okay, great. All right, question now. Let's say I'm going to pull up this page. Somebody is asking, I have no experience whatsoever. I I want to get into tech. I've always wanted to get into tech, and now, I mean, there's so many aspects. There's cloud computing, there's web applications, there's mobile applications. Now all of a sudden, there's blockchain. I want to become a blockchain developer. What would you suggest is the best route to go about? Somebody who has no experience in tech, or maybe little experience web applications. Well, how would you suggest or recommend that they go out to get a job as a blockchain developer?
So the first step is that they learn web development, so HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Because the big mistake of many people who are not programmers, they want to jump right away into blockchain development, but this is quite high up in the technological stack.
Yeah.
And if you don't have already some foundation, you're gonna struggle and you're gonna give up. So better to go step by step. Yeah, HTML, it's not too difficult to learn. A little bit of CSS, JavaScript. So this will be a big first step, because it's going to be your first programming language, and so you have to learn how to do simple application. Then you also have to learn React, which is a framework for front end, because React is used in is most of the blockchain industry. And then when you are comfortable with this, then you can move on to blockchain.
Okay, and earn $600,000 a year, hopefully. Okay,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so actually, just a quick shout out to my course. So in my
Okay, so
course, Six Figure Blockchain Developer, there is a package which is called Jump Starter, and in this package, we have an add-on for web developer.
okay,
So
can I?
if you're a total newbie and you don't know web development, you take this add-on and you're all set. Yeah.
All right. So those who are watching, here is Julian's course. It's Eat the
Yeah.
Blocks. Check out. I'll put the link below. You get your if your aim is to become a six-figure blockchain developer. This is a great course. I have actually signed up for this course. I'm in the process of going through it, and I think it's a great one. So I'll put a link below for everyone to watch and see, so they can also sign up for that as
Thanks,
well.
Remy.
Yeah,
Thanks, Remy. Appreciate the feedback. Yeah.
sure. Thanks, Julian. Okay, so last question is anything else out there? So I know blockchain is a huge space. When you hear blockchain, people just think you know it all. You know DeFi, you know smart contracts, you know every single platform. People ask me, or I'm sure they ask you all the time, how do you from NBA Top Shot to decentralized? I mean, there's so much. So it's like a well of information. So, in your opinion, in your experience, if somebody was going to specialize in a particular area, having gone through something like your course and looked at resources out there, what would you say are the niches or the areas in blockchain that are really getting a lot of pull now, in your experience?
So yeah, it's very important that you specialize. One of the big mistake of many newbie is that, yeah, like you said, they are bombarded with info and they think they have to pay attention to everything, especially on the YouTube channel, the crypto YouTube channel about trading. People talk of so many different things and newbie think they have to follow up with all of this, but you have to see not all of this info is as important. Ethereum is really the blockchain that is the central hub right now where it's really happening, even though we're all aware of the problem with the high gas fees, etc. But there are very smart people who are working on this, and even though it's a little bit too slow to come, this is the blockchain that's going to win, quote unquote. And so I would really recommend to focus on Ethereum and other blockchain. Yeah, you can follow the news a little bit, but
Hyperledger, what's your take on other platforms? Cardano, Hyperledger. I mean, there's so many out there. Your opinion would be Ethereum. It's something to focus
yeah,
on.
yeah, Ethereum first. So there is another one that you can do as well. I'll explain just after. But
Okay.
yeah, in general, like try to. I think if you want to be successful in blockchain, okay, you gotta be curious, but at the same time, you have to learn how to say no. And you have to say no to many things. Like, oh, okay, or Avalanche, or blockchain XYZ. Oh, cool. But I stay focused on Ethereum. Thank you. And so that's the thing. Then in terms of specialization, so there are different ways to do it. So you can be specialized in DeFi. That's really the main application on the blockchain right now. You can be specialized in NFT. That's like the second most important application. You can be specialized in games, gambling. That's like a smaller niche. And then you can also be specialized in terms of technology. So you can be specialized in front end. So you will be really good with React, with Web3, with basically integrating a front end with a smart contract. So it's really 90% web development in this case. Then you can be specialized more in smart contract. So that means you need to understand Solidity very well, the Ethereum virtual machine, the gas optimization. And yeah, actually, I believe that the best opportunities as a blockchain developer, they are for smart contract specialists, Solidity specialists. That's where really you can go to 200K, 250K a year. Then you can be more of a full stack blockchain developer. So in that case, you can do front end. In that case, you can do back end at the same time. And usually smaller company, they prefer guys who are very versatile, who can do everything, because they don't really have the money to finance different specialists. And bigger company who are already established, they prefer specialists. Yeah. And yeah, and another way you can specialize is by doing enterprise blockchain. So you mentioned just before Bezu, Hyperledger Bezu. That's
Okay.
basically sort of fork of Ethereum, but for enterprise blockchain. So you can decide to specialize in this. It's not really in the main part of the blockchain industry. It's a little bit on the side, but blockchain, big company in general, they pay well. So, and if you prefer to be in big organization, why not?
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's the main way you can specialize.
Awesome. Okay, great stuff. So my last question would be, somebody out here is watching and saying, I'm not a tech person, I'm not a programmer, but I see blockchain being like the web 2.0, like how you had the internet craze back in the day, but I don't code, I don't build applications. How can I get involved in this blockchain space? Do you have any inputs on that?
So first of all, you have to ask yourself if you are willing to be technical or not. If you can, I recommend that you do it because really most of the opportunities in this space, they are technical. The other day I was checking on Twitter, apparently even Mark Cuban, the famous
Oh
billionaire, he's learning
yeah. Oh yeah.
he,
Yeah.
he's learning Solidity. I
That's
mean, seriously, he
amazing.
might be watching one of my video right now.
That is amazing. I looked at that and I was like, whoa. I saw a talk on that too, and I was like, whoa, that's interesting that Mark Cuban can blend Solidity. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I think people have to realize that this whole blockchain development stuff, the technical stuff, it's more scary than what it actually is. And that's why I think it's a good opportunity because we are protected. Even though crypto is booming, this is bull market. Okay, maybe we're gonna have a lot of people who are interested, but actually we're gonna have few people who actually decide to actually do it because they are just too scared. Say, oh no, the technical stuff. Me, I'm just going to buy some coin and that's it.
Yeah.
So you have to, yeah. So you have to realize this. If you are willing to do this effort, then it's really you'll have a lot of opportunity. Then, so if you're not willing to be technical, yeah, you can still thrive in blockchain. So you can work as a community manager. For
Okay.
example, a lot of crypto projects want this. You can be a blogger, write about it. You can be an entrepreneur, so be more a CEO or
Business
someone
side,
who,
on the
who
business side.
yeah, who organize things. But even you'll find in the blockchain industry, many CEO they are technical because when they talk to their team, they need to understand what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, you can be more an investor, but being an investor is much more work than what most people think. Really, like good investor, they do a lot of work doing analysis every day. It's not just like checking some chart like 5 minutes a day and buying a coin or selling. No. If really you want to be a successful investor, that's the job. It's a full-time job.
And you have to learn more about the crypto space, obviously.
Yeah, and I would say if you haven't decided what you want to do exactly, but you want to be more involved in the blockchain more than just buying and selling, what I recommend is to get into some communities. So all the DeFi projects usually they have some Discord or some chat, and going to this, try to learn everything about that project, try to participate, try to help people, give value. And at some point, if you can, maybe you can build something to help this community, like for example some some website that give you some information about Uniswap or Compound. It can be something not very technical. It can be just information like a dashboard.
Okay.
But yeah, like try to give value, try to bring something to this community, and you will see that naturally something will happen. Some people will come to you when you start to do this. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's simply amazing. So I'm just going to let everybody see your channel, just so they can come back later and take a look at this, so they can get more information. There's a video you did a while back. It was called 100 Solidity Questions. Was that on your channel?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That was an amazing video. You went over 100 possible questions that can be asked. I think I'm going to put a link also to that below so that people can watch that out. I mean, for people who are watching, you've done so much, as you can see here on blockchain technology. I've watched, I don't know how many of your videos I've watched, but I've binge watched so many of your videos. I really like what you're doing, and I'm just going to encourage everyone to watch, subscribe, and take take a look and learn more about blockchain and what you're doing in this space. So, any final words for us? Anything you want to say to anybody out there who is still on the fence and wondering, is this just a fad that's coming up and is going to disappear eventually, like Peter Schiff or somebody else says about blockchain technology? Or what are your final thoughts on this crypto space?
You have to take a leap of faith. Like, nobody can tell you for sure it's going to be here forever. But my personal sentiment is that the crypto community is extremely resilient. Because in the past, we've been tested already. We've been tested many times. Many times the market crashed in the past. People think that the recent crashes are scary, like minus 30, minus 40%. But this is nothing. Like back in the days, I think in 2013 something, we had crashes for Bitcoin of minus 95%.
Wow.
And at that time, like the few journalists that were talking about Bitcoin were saying, that's still like Bitcoin. That was just a fad. What is this bullshit money? And yeah, after 2017, they said the same thing. They said it many, many times. And every single time they were wrong, because there are some crazy people like me who just don't want to give up. And no matter how violent is the crash, like we're still there because we know the power of technology. Like we witness the change that were brought by the internet. Like, for example, what we're doing here, that's possible thanks to the internet. I built my business entirely EatTheBlocks on the internet. I live 10,000 kilometers from my original country. All of this is thanks to the internet. So I believe that technology can really have this huge impact on society. And the next big change is going to come from crypto. I really believe in it, no matter what journalists say. Yeah. So I would say, take a leap of faith and be committed to it. And if you can be committed long enough, then you'll find that you'll be one of the few people that got into it for a long time. And most of the other people they just got in when they hear about the price of Bitcoin going up. They stay a few months, then maybe there is a crash, they quit. But if you stay, that's where you make yourself special. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You've given us so many nuggets. Really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for doing this. And so we're just going to I'll put a link below so that everyone can check out your channel and also look at your content as well.
Yeah. Thanks, Remy, and thanks for the work you're doing on your channel. I know you're working hard, and I've seen your progress. It's getting better. It's getting better.
Nice. Thanks a lot, Julien. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. Awesome. So that was it. Great stuff. Please watch it again so you can get full value. And make sure you also check out Julien's course and watch out all his videos. He really does know what he's talking about. So till next time, my wish for you is that you learn more, or you learn how to code, because coding is changing and will change the world, especially this blockchain, distributed ledger technology space. And it's my personal opinion that those who get involved early will greatly impact the future. And if that's you, let's go change the world.